GSL.
Welcome back to GSL Code A with Artosis and Wolf. We just saw Leenock get slammed by Terminator, and now it's time for Root's SuperNova. That's right, he joined Root today. Congrats to Root, congrats to SuperNova. And he's going up against Effort.
I'm really happy for SuperNova. I mean, it's been a long time coming. This guy's been looking for a team for a really long time. One of the most talented teamless players. Actually, I think literally there's never been a player who's been teamless has been as many times as Codes. I don't think there's been a teamless player who's had half as many Codes as SuperNova has.
I don't think that there's 7 players that have had half as many Codes. Like,
that's
this
true,
guy is like way up high on the leaderboard for Codes. He's just an insanely good Terran. He's, you know, we had 3 Codes 2 seasons ago, 4 last season. He was one of them both times.
Yeah,
this guy, he's awesome.
It's just amazing he's able to do this while being teamless. It shows that he's very well respected and very well liked by his peers. Obviously, he's still training with Casper Pros, outside of the ladder just because they respect him as a player.
Yeah.
No way he's getting this level of play without it. Going to game number 2, Effort versus SuperNova here in Group K.
For Terran player, one of the heroes of Terran, just joining Root, he is.
SuperNova.
And it's true what you say. He probably does practice with Kespa players. He was a Kespa player in StarCraft 1.
Yes.
He was actually a Protoss that played StarCraft 1 professionally. In Pro League even, he was very good. Yeah. Oops.
CJ&2's Effort.
Everything you just said also describes Effort, except the Protoss part.
Yes. Well, Effort was, I guess we would probably call him right around the 7th best Brood War player. Yep. Right around there, because we got the top 4, right, of towards the end, and really of ever, Stork, Bisu, Jaedong, Flash, and then you got Zhongbi and Fantasy right below that.
Yeah.
And then you got to mention Effort again. Like, this guy was the only guy that ever came close to Jaedong as far as skill went.
Yeah. Not even like Zero could quite get there.
I love Zero. God, I love that guy. He got even better after I stopped watching StarCraft 1.
I know.
But I don't count stuff after that as much because it fractured the scene when StarCraft 2 came out. So it's like harder to... You need maximum competition.
Oh, absolutely. One of those really scary, like, insane moments was when we had that Pro League that was like a hybrid between StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2. That was like actually terrifying for me to watch because I was like, all right, how much are they practicing each of these games? Like, how can I even know? And who's like losing their Brood War skills as a result, and who's like, you know, actually going to be the first players to come into StarCraft 2 who are really good. Like, it was like so hard to tell.
Well, you know what was funny? The one thing that I heard every time from anyone that knew the Kespa, like any Koreans in Korea that were like really knew how practice was going for Kespa players in StarCraft 2, everyone was saying Sulky. Everyone's like, Sulky's the best, Sulky's the best.
Yeah,
damn if they weren't right, man. But Rain actually showed more before him.
I heard 3 names. I heard Sulky, I heard Rain, and I heard Flying. And Flying was one of the better players to switch, in my opinion.
At the beginning, he certainly was.
He definitely fell off and then retired, obviously. I think he went to the military, in fact.
Yeah, probably. Well, he was always a very cheesy player, even in StarCraft 1. But taking a look at this game now.
Yeah, this is on one of our newer maps, Nimbus, and we have double gas here for SuperNova after a 1 barracks expand. Obviously, really easy to do that on this map because you could take a backdoor expand. Effort doesn't do that because he's a Zerg. He doesn't need to. He could take that 3rd base for free if he holds his natural like this. But do you think we're going to see SuperNova mech today?
I hope so, and I think so.
Me too. I would say like exactly those 2 phrases.
I like SuperNova mech. It's not the type of mech that you guys might be used to. He's actually a more aggressive mech player, kind of like Byung, where... and the thing is, he could back up and play like the point defense drone mech that takes 100 years. But normally what he tries to do is go for an actual timing attack. Like a little bit more Thors and Hellbats mixed into it. And actually try to hit you a little bit earlier before a max. And just kind of rally through. And it's a very strong style to play. But Effort is just a fantastic Zerg. He's so smart, and he thinks on his feet better than most anyone. And mechanically, he's at the top. Like, this guy will hit his injects.
Yeah.
I promise you that.
It's one of the faster Zergs,
Yeah.
I find. His Zergling control is impeccable. Hardly ever make a control mistake. Something I wanted to mention about him. Oh, in the playoffs where he played for CJ, he got sent out and beat some really strong Terran players, Mario included. Surprised a lot of people, shocked a lot of people. And his matchup against Terran seems to be quite good. But most of those wins that he took against Terran that impressed everybody in Pro League were against Bio styles. So far, it's still unclear as to whether or not he's going to be going for Bio or Mech. He has stopped Marine production here, and he is going Banshee, which leads me to believe he's going to go Mech, but it's still not certain. We'll have to wait a little bit longer.
You don't have to go Mech after Bio.
You mean after Banshee?
I mean, yeah, sorry, after Banshee.
I'm like, because you certainly don't have to go Mech after Bio.
No, certainly not. But I think he probably will, because SuperNova is a guy that likes Mech.
But look at that, a Marauder and Stim.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
That's tricky, though, when he sees... well, gee, I guess...
you know what? This might...
He sees like a reactor. Did he see the barracks, though? I want to see that clarification. Get that Overlord.
Okay, he saw a barracks.
But he didn't see the tech lab, so that's actually like very unclear.
Yeah, it is a little bit unclear, but I mean, I guess he'll be able to figure out relatively soon here.
He has to get that Overlord from either the north or the east, southeast, or I guess basically the 6 o'clock to find this out. Okay, the Viking would be a pretty big tell that you're going to probably see Bio, or like a Widowmine, Hellion, or Hellbat drop or something. He's probably going to be thinking drops when he sees this.
I really like this Viking, and yeah, I mean, what else would this Viking really mean? He's clearing out Overlords. That means drops oftentimes. But anyways, this should be really nice. And, you know, to be fair, for anyone out there watching that doesn't really know Effort that well, especially if you are mostly a GSL fan, then you really haven't seen much of Effort at all. Definitely do yourself a favor and check out the Pro League game of him versus Maru on King Sejong Station.
Yes.
One of my games of the year, by far.
Same as Kanata, man, the Korean commentator. He talks about the game a lot. It's also like in his, I think it's the second highest ranked game to watch in all of the entire Pro League.
I'm not surprised. For me, it's definitely within Pro League top 2, for sure. In fact, I would just say top 1 right now because nothing else comes to mind.
That's because you haven't seen Rain versus Hero PvP. That's actually top 1. But once you see that, man, you'll change your mind.
Did that just happen?
Yeah, that happened yesterday.
Oh, sick.
So
I had to sleep yesterday.
Once you see it, it'll change your life.
Okay.
All right, so this is a really strong push coming across here. 4 Marauders. He's got Stim, Armory, no doubt. I can't tell, but I'm no doubt it's done. Okay, yeah, Hellbats are already there.
Man. Scary stuff here, no doubt about that. We do have Banelings on the way. Of course, no Baneling speed, but he has a really nice creep spread. He has 1-1 on the way, but not there quite yet. 4 Queens, though. Let's see if he can do it. He needs to get some Baneling connections for sure.
Yeah, the Marauders need to target the Banelings down here before they hit the Hellbats, because Banelings do really well against Hellbats if they can actually connect. Yeah, that Spore Crawler actually helps SuperNova out quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, that Spore Crawler did not do a very good job, but you know what? Once it's burrowed, it keeps those medevacs back, and that's important because these Hellbats just get so much healing done on them.
I feel like you should pull the Hellbats back, let them heal, and let the Marauders fight right now, but I guess there's too many Speedlings over there. He just needs a little bit more healing. And he's just constantly streaming units across the map. He needs a few more medevacs. Also, Baneling speed has been started as well as 7 more Banelings coming through right now.
I am actually really liking this so far from both players. SuperNova with such a powerful attack, but look at Effort just continue to push forward with this nice queen count surrounding everything and just slapping it down. Wow. I really liked this, Wolf.
Really, really awkward for SuperNova now that he has to pick up and run away. He doesn't have a 3rd command center, and he doesn't have upgrades for his bio, really. But he did eliminate a few drones, just mostly by the fact that his opponent made so many units, didn't make drones. Now he's at 52 to 47. He does have a 3rd base started here. That overall looks like it was slightly misplaced.
I mean, those things are nice, but, you know, and I really did like that attack by SuperNova. It was very powerful, but I love how Effort held it. I love the fact that he had those queens ready. His creep spread was already very, very, very good for that early in the game. He had plenty of Speedlings. The way he came in for the flank, I love that he moved up Spore Crawler, even if it blocked him. He had 2 Spore Crawlers that he moved up offensively to take out the medevacs.
Yeah.
Like, to push the medevacs back so he couldn't heal as efficiently as he pushed forward. I think that, God, I mean, I just watch Effort and I see the brilliance of his StarCraft 1 play coming back more and more and more into StarCraft 2.
Well, this is another attack here. Hellbats at the front to help deal with his early Baneling speed just finishes. Oh, that was a tricky move there. Only gets 1 Hellbat for it, but does slow down the push as a result. And that's, you know, kind of expensive to trade your Banelings like that. But look at the upgrades. He's already at 1-1. He's getting 2-2 now.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Lots of Lings on the way. He's up to 71 drones right now, but only on 3 base still while he goes for that Spire.
Oh, the mystery is solved. You can't walk on the fans. just saw it.
Okay, that's good.
And
look at I love it. He's making spores to stop drops in a difficult area. It's look at the creep spread, Wolf. Tell me this isn't one of your favorite Zergs already.
Well, it's definitely one of my favorites, man.
All right, good. We can still be friends.
CJ's
That's how I choose who my friends are.
Effort and Hydra both really impressing me a lot these days. Even though they had some lackluster results towards the beginning of the year and last year, they're really starting to come into their own. Look at this creep spread. Look how thick it is. Just landing on, because that's the most important section for him to push it. The other ones give good vision, they give good speed, but it's going to be, it's not the place that SuperNova is probably going to drop over and scan to kill.
Well, let's see here. He does have a medevac over on the other side. He's starting to push off some of this creep. I like the Widow Mines here to block anything coming for him. Cancel on that fourth base. That's a really good moment for SuperNova to be able to force a cancel there.
Yeah.
But look at this.
Double spore here. There's like no answer for that medevac, man.
Yeah, that was really good.
Doomed from the start.
You know what? Both these guys are playing really, really well right now.
It's always good to see SuperNova play bio because he can prove that he's good at both styles.
Yeah. No, he's not a one-trick pony by any means.
I worry for SuperNova because of his upgrades. He's very far behind here shortly. He's going to be a whole set behind, and then once he finishes +2, he's only going to be, you know, only with that. He doesn't have the armor at all queued here.
Yeah, you know what? You can't really be 2 upgrades behind a Zerg player. It's really, really tough. And the thing is, the creep just keeps getting restored. I find this to be a tough situation for SuperNova, even though he has so much supply.
That was an insanely good trade there for SuperNova. Effort got basically nothing there. And now SuperNova is able to spread into that super, super thick creep, and he's going to clear most of it here with a nice stem and spread. Getting ready to go towards that fourth base again. That engagement actually was so important because this allows him to control this Zerg army and keep the Mutalisk at bay for a little bit longer. Oh, that Widowmine didn't hit the Banelings like he wanted it to either.
Well, look at this. These Banelings rolling past, trying to go after the Marines. Really nice splitting there. And he will keep the Marines alive and, in fact, be able to save these medevacs.
Yeah, and he's going to continue to push as well. There's only 2 Banelings left, 52 Zerglings on the other hand with good upgrades. He might actually just want to send some of those in and fight with them.
Well, you know what I love that I'm seeing here over and over? Like, as he's pushing him back with the Lings, the creep tumors are coming up at the same time. He just keeps respreading. So we see scan after scan after scan from SuperNova, which is really cutting into his economy.
Really good Widow Mine shots here. He picks up a lot of the bio and is going to try to drop down here once these 2 Widow Mines get burrowed. And can continue to push those forward. The creep spread is actually sneaking around the back here. He might even start to spread it back around, like in a circle, back where it's been depleted, because obviously it's hard for him to get his queens up there where they belong to get those tumors. He has been able to get them up here now, as you can see, and he's edged out 14 Mutalisks. That's where his count's at right now. And God, this is actually amazing what we're seeing from Effort here. He's really consistently respreading his creep faster than I've seen like any Zerg in a while.
I would venture to say that I think this is some of the best creep spread I've seen ever.
It's like, not even just about,
not that it's far, but the fact that you just said, like, he keeps respreading. Look, how many times has he scanned up there? That's like the 4th scan up there to kill creep.
It's not even like creep spreading is the way to describe it. I feel it's like creep management that he's doing here. Like, he's making sure that it's constantly replenished every time it gets depleted. And it's so thick over here that when he finally gets to the heart of it, he can't quite get every tumor when he scans. He can get as many as he tries to. Eliminating these queens will actually help him out a lot, but he can't. He has to pick up and leave. Mutalisks are going for the chase here, and there's so much creep that the Zerglings just get right on top of it.
Look at this, a nice little run by with some Banelings and Zerglings. Will prevent some mining for a moment at SuperNova's 3rd base, but he has enough defense there to hold on for now. I love the amount of spore crawlers we have. It's insane. There's spores everywhere. It's really hurting the multitasking of SuperNova. It's hard to, you know, scan, hit creep, drop into locations, and watch all the spore crawlers that are everywhere trying to kill your drops.
Yeah.
Because if you lose the medevac, suddenly the drop wasn't worth it.
Exactly.
A lot of the time, at least.
In most cases, yeah. Unless you like snipe something really big or just get a ton of drones, which is pretty rare at this level. So SuperNova keeps his army size quite high here, but he's lost control of the map, and this is a problem because he can't attack the 4th base. The 3rd base is still in a safe location with creep. He's respread everything. Hive is on the way, so he can get his own 3-3. SuperNova is on the way with that. He has equalized the upgrades for now, but he's going to get adrenal glands and, you know, whatever else he requires here for the rest of the game is just overwhelming amounts of units.
Now look at this move from SuperNova. He's going to be taking his 4th base up on that high ground that they've been battling on all game long, and if he can secure that, it's going to be really good for him. But hold on. Oh, that's a nice move there by Effort. forcing those Marines back with those Bands.
A bit overzealous here attacking into these Widow Mines, though. A lot of great shots going off here for SuperNova, and that's actually going to bumper him a lot here. Loses most of his Marauders earlier. Effort eliminated so many of those with his Mutalisk earlier. Wow. And look at this. He's just crushing this army. He's got no problems here. This base just landed. He's like, LOL, you better pick back up.
He has so many Mutalisks.
He's actually just going to kill that base.
A lot of Banelings as well. Yeah, that's a big deal. If that base got secured and he was rallying through it, that would have been huge, because that would be a base that would be almost impossible to break. But he went up there, he broke it before he could actually stabilize, and now SuperNova's in a lot of trouble.
Well, splits on these Marines coming out here. Spinecrawler really doing some work here, as well as that Spore. Will clean this medevac up. Zerling's come back just in case. He retakes his base, this time at the top right, very far away from anywhere SuperNova will be able to reach by medevac. There's too much creep. Any medevacs going that direction will be spotted. And look at that creep queue that he had there, just so many. Decides not to do it, obviously, as the Terran's right on his doorstep. But the army for Terran here is all he's got. 73 to 90 supply right now. And, you know, obviously he's down in army supply, but he does have the better upgrades for a little bit longer here.
Yeah, he does have that +3 attack, and he will have +3 armor as well. But 3/3 and Adrenal on the way for a Zerg player.
Oh, wow. Baneling landmine here. Considers it.
Maybe later. Maybe later. You can definitely hit that later on. If those Marines do go over that, that's pretty deadly. But in the meantime, these Mutas going to go ahead, hit the back natural, and enough Mutas here to even take out those massively repaired missile turrets.
Having some trouble getting some massively repaired SCVs, on the other hand. Does end up leaving there. And he's going to try to bait over those Banelings. Not going to happen.
Yeah, not quite that time.
He's actually going to get the orbital, at least damage it quite a bit.
Eventually, we're going to see a sick landmine. Watch. It will happen.
Not going to be a Moon's Baneling landmine either.
No. No, it's going to kill a lot.
So, he's actually just going to go ahead and engage here. I think he was hoping the Terran army was going to move down to the south where those Banelings are, because this is a really good engagement for SuperNova with all these Widow Mines and the command center to block. And this doesn't go Lennox, or not Lennox, excuse me, Effort's way, but still he just has so much it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like taking like SuperNova's best engagement we could have ever hoped for at that command center. Still loses the CC and the majority of his army. He just blows the Banelings up because he's like, might as well. I mean, this isn't going to be a place we're fighting on much longer anymore.
Yeah, this is like, just look at how good Effort's play is this game. His fourth was slowed. I mean, there were some very nice attacks by SuperNova that just didn't get the job done. I'm so impressed. Look at that. He's killed 91 creep tumors and we still have this much creep on the map. Pretty darn good, considering we've had action almost non-stop since that early Hellbat attack.
Yeah. Well, he's now moving his natural CC. He already moved his main, so he's going to have... He's got 1 CC mining right now, versus Effort is mining from 5 bases. And he's
5 bases with 3/3 about to start, you mean?
Yeah.
That's I mean, to finish. It's crazy. He's being caught up in upgrades. He's going to have ultras. He has a ton of mutas still, a lot of banes, a lot of lings, good creep spread. Hard to imagine SuperNova coming out on top here.
In a few moments, there's probably more Banelings on their Marines, if that hasn't happened already.
Yeah.
Here we go, running in now. Mutalisk going to help out, targeting here on the medevacs as the Marines split back off creep, but there's just so many upgrades on these lings now, and I think that's actually going to be it. GG.
Really super well played by Effort. God, did he look good. This guy, he was really the second best Zerg in StarCraft 1 for a very long time, and I would not be surprised if he reaches #1 Zerg status in StarCraft 2, you know, maybe sometime next year. Maybe even by the end of this year if there's enough tournaments still. Because, like, I mean, that game was very impressive. Very impressive. He is, like, so on top of everything.
Yeah. Oh, he looks really, really good, man. And maybe the reason why we didn't see him so much in the Pro League playoffs just recently is because he was preparing so hard for this match instead. And it was more of Hydra's role to fill as a Zerg for CJ.
I think what you were saying about Hydra looking really good is definitely very true as well. You know, CJ is not a team where you can easily put someone out. You know, there was a time where it's like, well, Hero's playing every match. And I guess that still exists, but the other guys have like really caught up quite a bit. Byung looking great, Hydra, Effort.
Some players like Sora have come back, and then Gumiho's had some nice wins.
Yeah.
Ooh, Catalina, my favorite map for this matchup. Please don't change it. It went away.
Hopefully. Come on now.
Okay, okay. All right, sick. I think he's going to mech on this map, actually, for real.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Haven't
This is my
seen many
favorite map right
games
now.
here in TVZ yet, though.
I have not seen it. I think I've only seen one mech game in TVZ here, but the rest of them have been awesome bio games. So either way, I'm very happy.
Well, you know, there's a lot of thin chokes here that could be hard to actually engage against the bio correctly.
It's a lot of terrain in general. Ramps, choke points.
Yeah.
Big map, a lot of different ways to engage. Can SuperNova tie it up, or is Effort going to the winner's match here in Group K?